Alright, it's a good day in the geek technology kingdom. We've got a new camera and a new toy to play with. So this video is coming to you, first one in full HD. Device today, Roku 2 XD. Let's see what comes inside of it. Booklet. Remote. Very cool thing about the remote is you've got your quick launch buttons right off the bat. Netflix, Pandora, Crackle, which by the book, I'm assuming can be programmed. The Roku itself, very small, weighs only a couple of ounces. Like the Apple TV, not a whole lot in the back. You've got an HDMI port, you've got an AV, we'll show you the cable that they give, your power, a reset, and up here, very cool micro SD slot that allows you to expand your memory if you want to download and install more apps. Below the tray is just the associated items like your power and your video. Power cord, not a big deal. Here's the issue. This video cord, standard composite, non-HD, yellow for video, red, white for left and right audio. The opposite side is where the problem comes in. You've got one 3.5mm jack which goes into the back of this, which means if anything happens to this cord, lost, broken, something gets chewed through, you cannot use a standard composite red, white, and yellow cable. You need one of these proprietary.
No way. No way. What is this garbage?
That's an issue. I recommend using HDMI anyway. Let's get it plugged in, set up, configured, and let you see what it looks like. Alright, Roku's booting for the very first time. Looks like some initial setup to connect to the internet. Okay to continue on the remote. Found the wireless network. Alright, we'll put this password in, we'll be right back. Alright, next step in the process. What you missed was it doing its updates and connecting to the local network, because I had my WPA Wi-Fi password in the background that you don't get to have. Ran through that whole thing, it restarted, now we've got to activate the Roku device. We'll be back after that happens. So you can see channel update 1 of 13. It's installing all the channels we selected. When we put in that 4-digit FGFZ pin on the Roku website, we had to make a Roku account, we had a credit card number, that way it's not for recurring fees, but it allows us to add channels, much like iTunes. Then we selected a bunch of channels, some free ones, and the minute we hit update on the website, it changed to what you see here. It's installing all the channels that we added to it now. According to the website, it says you are now ready to Roku, which means as soon as these channels get installed here, this should be ready for use. Okay, you can see here everything looks good. Let's start streaming. I'm going to click OK on the remote. And there you have it, right off the bat. All the channels that we already chose are here. Netflix, Amazon, Crackle, Hulu, Pandora, the Disney Channel, Flixster, Newscaster, Facebook. Anything beyond that, you have to install from the channel store. Now some of them are free. Some of them require a one-time payment. But the other thing you need to be aware of is things like Netflix. The Netflix channel is free, but you obviously have to have a Netflix account. That's got monthly fees. Amazon has monthly fees. Pandora can if you want commercial free. Hulu Plus does. Crackle may or may not, I don't remember. HBO Go, you have to have an HBO subscription. So there are a variety of different choices here. Some, again, require payments. Some of them do not. But you can look through any one of these ePicks, and if you want it, you can just go ahead and add that channel. Hitting OK, and this should put it back on our home screen. There's a home button at the top here, which will take us right back. We also did an update earlier, a firmware update. Very cool thing over here, 3 channel buttons for quick launches. So no matter where I am here, I can just hit Netflix and it makes a liar out of me. Nope, just took a minute. And it'll launch Netflix. Now we've not put in our use pass credentials yet, but you can see just by hitting that button it loads it, and then from here we can put in our account information and take it from there. I can also hit my home button and go right back. Alright, something else that I just found here looking through this is just how much content is really available. Here's my channels, this is what's installed. Here's some featured channels, everything from game shows, golf, news. Go down, all new channels that have just been added, which I don't even know what a lot of these are. There's so many of them. Popular channels, and there's some overlap. Obviously a new channel could be popular. Same thing with top rated. Now this HD Angry Birds, if you went ahead and you got the biggest one, the Roku 2 XS, $99. This is the XD at $79. The XS gives you a motion sensitive remote control to play games like Angry Birds. It also gives you an Ethernet port if you don't want to use Wi-Fi. Here are some featured apps that you have to pay for. Variety of games. We've got 3 Angry Birds, the original one, Seasons, Rio. All movies and TV, again there's overlap. All music related, news and weather, sports, food, kids and family, science and technology, where I'd probably spend most of my time, internet TV, fitness and outdoors, photo and video, Vimeo, Picasa and Flickr for photos, Shutterfly for photos, SmugMug for photos, special interest, little niche things, even screensavers. And in 10 minutes my screensaver will turn on, so you can have a screensaver app. Rather than random things, you can check the lottery numbers on a constant basis. Travel, international, religion, and you can even buy extra things. A new remote, the game remote for the Roku 2. So if you want to go ahead and get the upgraded remote so you can play the games, you can buy it now with a 2 gig card for $30. You can add that to it. Last thing, we'll look at some settings. Alright, so the About gives us information about our Roku. I'm not going to jump in there because you don't need to see my email address or my IP address or my serial number, but that's where that would come in. Network type, wireless, only the XS does Ethernet wired. Display type, 1080p. It's default to 720. I went ahead and I set it to 1080p, get the highest resolution. Audio mode, set to stereo by default. I set it to 5.1 surround sound, is what I have it hooked up to. Sound effects is the volume of the clicks and beeps on the device. Language is English. If you buy the extra remote, you can pair that one so it'll do the motion sensitive to play Angry Birds and whatever else. You can set your screensaver. It'll show you all the ones you have to choose from. Bouncing Roku logo, a digital clock, an analog clock. You can have it set to your Facebook. Time zone, we are actually not in the Pacific. We're in Central. 12 hours, 6:30, good. Saved. Third-party licenses. This is just all about the deals that Roku has made with the content providers. Check here for software updates every so often, or go ahead and do a factory reset. Now the one thing I've not found, which I'm a little disappointed in, is the fact that I don't know how much space I've taken up in my Roku. I've got a slot for memory cards in the back. I don't know when I'm going to need that though. So that's something I'm going to have to keep digging for. I'll let you know if I find it. But I think it's an important piece. I've also since found something very cool here is an app. Now this is on an iPad, but it's built for the iPhone. We just have it in double size, as you can see. But you can sign into your Roku account, and from here you can control your Roku device like a remote, add channels, manage your whole account, and it gives you a lot of good functionality. That should be everything you need. If you have any questions, let me know. So the iPhone app is just too cool to ignore. I needed to turn this back on and let you take a look. So real quick, let's go ahead and do this. And as you can see, just by hitting the arrows, it scrolls through. But what may even be cooler than that is the ability to use your quick launch buttons. And we haven't signed up for Netflix yet. So on the TV, it asks me if I'm a Netflix member. Click OK to say yes. Now I've got to put in my Netflix email address. Very simply, just hit that. And now instead of using the remote to go left, right, up, down, and type in all of your email address and passwords, we can just type it in very quickly. That makes this remote very handy. You can go to the store and look through featured, what's new. You can go to your home and see your devices. Tap on Netflix. I can rate it. I can remove the app from my account if I want to. So you can manage what you have. You can move around within the app, or you can add new things. Let's turn swipe on and see what that does. Now instead of tapping, you can just swipe to go in between things. Left to right, up and down, swipe instead of tapping to navigate on the Roku. So there you go. Very, very cool. Have fun. Wow, there's a lot of shit on here.